How's it going, WrestleRanters? Welcome to WrestleRant edition number 46. I'm your host, Bleacher Report feature columnist Graham GSM Matthews, here today for the Monday Night Raw starring Brock Lesnar review for April 23rd, 2012. Let's kick it off starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Time last night. I had band practice. Yes, seriously, band practice. Don't make fun of me. And I ran early, actually, so I was able to get home in time to tweet live with you guys at 8 o'clock. I missed the first 5 minutes of the show. I turned on the TV. I see Edge on the television. Thankfully, I recorded the show, so I went back and watched Edge's entrance and all the stuff that happened before that. So, Cena and Edge's segment to kick off the show. Very, very strong work from Edge. Very shocking surprise to see him on Monday Night Raw. Apparently, he was there to work out some contract negotiations, so apparently while he was there, they're like, hell, we should might as well just film him on TV. But very serious mic work from Edge. Excellent work, and really gets me excited about this Lesnar-Cena feud, even if it does feel a little bit rushed. So Edge's appearance here, always welcome, the Rated R Superstar. Moving on to Chris Jericho versus Kofi Kingston. Good match, but we've seen this so many times before. As I tweeted last night, Kofi Kingston is the only guy Chris Jericho has faced in singles action on Monday Night Raw since returning to the WWE since 2012. Now, Kofi Kingston hasn't meant anything in ages, so a win over Kofi Kingston for Jericho didn't really mean much. But as I said, good action from these two, and at least it gives Jericho a solid victory going into Extreme Rules since he hasn't wrestled in a match, I think, before WrestleMania, correct? I'm not 100% sure on that. Now moving on to Lord Tensai versus R-Truth. Typical squash match from Lord Tensai. After defeating John Cena last week, I thought he'd be getting a huge push this week, or more focus, or a more legitimate opponent. Well, thankfully we didn't get a WWE Superstars jobber. At least we got someone that the fans care about, like R-Truth. So that's not a complete miss. But and at least R-Truth got in some offense too, so that's not a huge con for this match either. But Lord Tensai really needs to get in the feud quickly. I have a feeling that he's going to be feuding with CM Punk after Extreme Rules, after his feud with Jericho is over. So at least he's going to be utilized then. But for the time being, he needs some more legitimate opponents. After defeating John Cena last week, that was huge. Then just going back, taking a step backwards against R-Truth didn't really do anything for him. So he needs heat in order to get over in the WWE as a monster heel. Moving on to the Randy Orton Kane segment. Now, what I don't understand is that Kane's mic skills have been strong, extremely strong and solid, since mid-2010, or at least for my speculation, that was when he delivered some of his best promos of his career. Now, people are calling his mic skills as of late lackluster, not average, just not good in general. I don't see that. Kane, with or without the mask, is awesome, and his mic skills have not changed since then, and that's a good thing too. His mic skills have been pretty well as of late as well. He shows emotion in his voice, and he gets his point across in his promos, so that's what I like about it, and adding some mystique in there as well. Now, the thing with Randy Orton and Paul Bearer, regardless to say I marked out for the Paul Bearer appearance, but what is this, like the third time they've killed this guy on WWE television in the last 8 years? Because remember, he was killed in the cement incident at the Great American Bash 2004. He was accidentally killed by Kane in late 2010. Now bringing him back again would seem illogical, because I guess some people wouldn't remember that. I guess majority of the fans that would watch from 2 years ago obviously know that Paul Bearer is dead, so I guess he can never die. But anyway, this segment was just a little bit silly. Obviously, someone would have opened the door for Paul Bearer. You would have think that someone would have been standing around like a cameraman or something. But then Kane looked like a complete asshole when he tried to put Paul Bearer in there, and then he rescued Paul Bearer out of there, then he put him back in. So at least Kane came across as a complete asshole there, and at least that gets him some heat. As for Randy Orton, he shouldn't be doing that kind of shit if he wants to get over as a face. Obviously, he's over as a face. Don't even bother telling me that he's not. Because he is, obviously. Face or heel, whatever the hell he does. He's always going to be over as a monster babyface on Friday nights. So, but still, acting like a heel for this, I mean, as cool as it was, it doesn't really make all that much sense. Now, moving on to our first tag team match tonight, the first of three, I should say. The Intercontinental Champion Big Show and the Great Khali. Oh, the Great Khali. Oh, Jesus Christ. Defeated the team of Alberto Del Rio and Cody Rhodes. This match went on for nearly 10 minutes, I believe. 10 minutes too long, as I would like to say. The action was okay, was fine for what it was worth, but you really don't need Big Show and Khali going over just 6 days before fucking Extreme Rules when Cody Rhodes is supposed to be going back for his IC Championship in a match with a stipulation to be determined, which doesn't make any sense and build any intrigue whatsoever, because I could really care less at this point. But anyway, Khali, at least he was limited in this match, but my major concern with this match is that Big Show and Khali dominated the entire thing. Rhodes and Del Rio hardly got any offense at all. So burying Cody Rhodes again right before his IC title rematch, as stupid as that may sound, at least it comes off as it may seem that Cody Rhodes has a chance of winning the IC title, because WWE Booking 101, Rhodes wins the title on Sunday, but he's facing Big Show, of course, so I mean, anything's possible. Probably Big Show will retain and they'll further bury Cody Rhodes, but one can only hope Cody Rhodes regains the IC Championship come Sunday. Now, for our next segment, Brock Lesnar was interrupted when he was walking backstage by Josh Matthews, a.k.a. Ryan Seacrest, as I would like to call him. And Brian, I almost call him Brian Seacrest. Brock Lesnar roughed up Josh Matthews backstage and threw him into one of the backstage sets or something like that and just beat the complete shit out of him. Now, Brock Lesnar, at least this is the first heel thing that he's done since returning. I know he groined John Cena 2 weeks ago. He talked shit about Cena 2 weeks ago. But think about it. How many people these days actually cheer for John Cena? Besides the kids and the females, John Cena is getting a heel reaction every time he enters an arena. So doing those kind of things that John Cena didn't really get, Lesnar the heel that he needed. This, he came off as a complete beast right here for kicking the shit out of Josh Matthews. I love Josh Matthews, don't get me wrong, but this was a very, very nice job of using him in a very effective segment to get Brock Lesnar over as his kind of bully heel, as he's been portraying as of late. Now moving on, Nikki Bella defeated Beth Phoenix to win the Divas Championship. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you would know that I was extremely raging last night during this match, or I should say after the course of the match, after Nikki Bella won the Divas Championship. One, Beth Phoenix was just, I believe, 7 days away from beating the longest Divas Championship reign in history, held by Maurice at 216 days or something like that. Beth Phoenix was this close to beating it, and she lost it to fucking Nikki Bella, who can't wrestle for shit. I don't care who you are. Nikki Bella is not a favorite of mine. She's not terrible, but she's pretty lackluster in the ring, as is Brie. But besides the point, Eve made this match a lumberjill match, didn't really enhance the match at all. And I thought it was because Beth was legitimately injured. It turns out that she wasn't, but at least Beth sold that injury like a beast, and she made it seem like it was an actual injury, because even I read that people backstage even thought that she was legitimately injured, which is an awesome, awesome sign that Beth Phoenix is doing an awesome job selling that injury. But apparently, spoiler alert right now, for those of you that don't want to know the spoiler, please do not right now. But apparently this storyline was put in place because the Bellas are on their way out of the WWE. Their contract expires, I think, next Monday, and the only way they're going to be able to get them out of TV is if they wrap up the feud between the Bellas and the returning Karma, who is scheduled to be coming back next Monday night. And I believe she could take the championship off Nikki before they leave the company. That'd be pretty awesome. One can only hope that the big bad Karma, the artist formerly known as Awesome Kong, is finally back in the WWE come next Monday night. Moving on to the CM Punk and Jericho segments throughout the night. There's not a lot to say about this. This is really down the middle right here. Either you loved it or you hated it. But me personally, I can't really find a fine line between the two. On one hand, it was entertaining. CM Punk was funny, even though he botched the alphabet at one point. He said ST instead of TS, but that's besides the point. But it was funny at some parts when CM Punk was acting drunk. But on the other hand, it was completely tasteless. They really didn't need to further, I don't know, screw with this straight edge gimmick, I would say. But this really didn't do anything for me because the cons canceled out the pros here, so it really didn't do anything for me whatsoever. I mean, I just cannot wait for this feud to be over. My mother walked in the room. Yes, my mother walked in the room. I don't know why, but she just sat down watching the show, sadly for this segment, and she was just complaining the entire time that she did not like this shit. because it's the same thing that we see every week, and I could not agree more with her. And I'm not just saying that because she's my mother, but I'm just saying that because it's the same thing that we see every week. Punk gets degraded by Jericho. Jericho thinks he's a smart ass, and then Punk eventually retaliates. So I just cannot wait for this feud to be overcome. Extreme Rules on Sunday. Now, Mark Henry defeated the World Heavyweight Champion Sheamus in a non-title match when Daniel Bryan was a special guest referee and made a fast count. Loved this segment here. Other than the opening Cena Edge segment, this was my favorite part of the night. Bryan came off as an aggressive heel monster here, getting the best of Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior, and Mark Henry was able to get a win over the world champion. So that's always awesome as well. Even though he got even though he ate a brogue kick there, I mean, at least he picked up a world championship victory over the world champion. I'm sorry, he didn't pick up the world championship. He picked up the victory over the world champion non-title bout. But very good segment here. Loved it. At least it gets Bryan some legitimate heat going into Extreme Rules. And those yes chants were once again off the charts. Loved it. Now moving to our second tag team match of the night. The United States Champion Santino Marella and Zack Ryder defeated the team of the WWE Tag Team Champions Primo and Epico with Rosa in the corner in a non-title bout. Now, fun action here, but what does it really do? I mean, Ryder and Marella, they're a good tag team, but once again, Marella does not need the United States Championship. He should not be U.S. Champion. I am disgusted and sickened that he will be defending that title against The Miz on Sunday. The Miz is the guy who was headlining Extreme Rules last year for the WWE Championship. Now, a year later, he can't even make the card. Now he's going to have to be relegated to the pre-show. And now he's going to be relegated to the main event of WWE Superstars this week against Alex Riley. Yes, against Alex Riley and WWE Superstars. That's as low as you can get, folks. But anyway, moving on. They cannot bury Primo and Epico even more than they already have. They really need to get some heat on those guys. Those guys are an amazing tag team. They just need to give them some victories. Brodus Clay and Hornswoggle defeated the team of Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger. Really not much to say. Same thing from last week. Brodus Clay wins via disqualification. And the contract signing just kind of fell flat. It seemed like something huge was supposed to happen, especially when John Cena came out with the chain around his neck. I thought they were supposed to refer to that time when John Cena knocked Brock Lesnar out over the head with the steel chain of his back at Backlash 2004, on the SmackDown before Backlash 2004. But I guess not. John Cena didn't even say anything. But maybe he did. I don't even know. I can't even remember. But this was just rather boring. Brock Lesnar got heat here, but bullying John Laurinaitis didn't really do anything for me, and the demands didn't really do anything for me. But as I've read numerous reports, it'd be much, much better if Brock Lesnar just had a mouthpiece. He isn't terrible on the mic. He is pretty good, but he just cannot go these long segments. It really just takes away from the mystique from Brock Lesnar and whatnot. But overall, I say this was a decent show. Not terrible, not entertaining as last week. But the 3-hour show, the concept of the show really didn't need to be there. There was no theme to it, obviously, so thank God. This wasn't terrible, as all the other 3-hour shows have proven to be. But it was a middle-of-the-road show that got some hype across for Extreme Rules on Sunday. And speaking of Extreme Rules, I quite possibly could have another video up by this Thursday with my predictions for the show, so do not miss that. Now, time for my shameless plugs. You guys can follow me on Twitter at @Save_us_GSon. You can visit my website at nextwrestling.weebly.com for all the WWE, TNA, rumors, recaps, and more. My next dance video comes out next Tuesday, so check that out as well. And you want to see that, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I very much appreciate it. And also to check out our interview with former WWE superstars and Nexus member Michael Tarver from last week. And make sure to tune in this week to Spoilers at blogtalkradio.com/spoilerspodcast for our newest episode at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And that is this Thursday night, so do not miss that. It will be featuring the likes of Ring Rust Radio's own and Bleacher Report's own Donald Voice, so do not miss that. And again, guys, I really thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. And make sure you have an awesome night and the rest of the week. And this is GSM signing out. Till next time, guys.